Good morning, Lacrosse fans. I don't get to say that very often, but I'll say it here as we are just across 10:30 Pacific time here on the west coast of British Columbia in the flatlands of Ladner, the host site of the 2024 President's Cup here on BC Sports TV. And our opening game is just about set to go. Allegany will take on the Miners of Edmonton. It's Jake Elliott, it's Ted Jenner with you. And get used to our voices as we'll be here with you throughout the entire day on day number one and the week. As I see my good buddy Kyle Cooling enter the building, who will coach Standing Buffalo this week here with Saskatchewan. As Teddy, the perennial powerhouse out of Alberta, the Miners are back in the Prezi, and the Allegany Arrows make an appearance here at President's Cup in 2024.
Yeah, definitely want to say ohio to the people of Allegany. Scano?
Scano.
Scano?
Scano to the people of Ohio is what we want to say.
Yeah. Appreciate you getting that out for me. Tongue twister early in the morning. But this is a grind. Everyone says the Minto is the hardest tournament to win because you only get 5 years of junior generally. Well, try playing 7 games in 6 days and then have to possibly play a semifinal and a final. It's going to be a long grind for some of these men. A lot of ice baths and hopefully some days rests. But this is going to be an absolutely fantastic tournament. We got 7 unbelievable teams from across the country in the Can-Am League. And we will be with you all week long, as Jake said.
It'll take a full roster to get it done here at the President's Cup, no question about it. You're not going to get through with the same 18 running all week long, as we'll get you some scratches here for both lineups coming up momentarily, but we will have, I believe, the Haudenosaunee song and the Canadian anthem here before today's game, and every game for that matter, as they believe they're in the midst of a land acknowledgement here in Ladner.
And just doing some rosters as well. But the Miners were a 3-time champ a few years ago. Ladner's trying to become a 3-time champ here at home. I was looking at some past champions, and Ladner's hosted this, I think, 4 times. This is the 4th time. They've never won it on home floor. So this is a big tournament for the Pioneers, but a big tournament for everybody involved.
I imagine the Leisure Center will be a rockin' when the Pioneers take to the turf here, which they have laid down, as you can probably see on your screen, have put over the President's Cup logo over the old Saskatchewan Rush turf that came from the SaskTel Center. As the Rush replaced their turf, the Pioneers said, you know what? I like the color scheme of the creases. Let's buy that stuff there. And then lay down the patch over top of the Rush turf. But we'll make for a much quicker week here in Ladner than having to stop and wipe floors over the concrete that lays below the turf here at the Leisure Center.
A couple minutes before game time, so head over to coolbet.com and maybe lay a few polar bear dollars.
Get your gamble on. Jumbo bucks, I like to call those, Teddy.
They're your bucks.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I do.
So just introducing the rosters. Let's get scratches in here while we can. Out here for the Arrows this morning: Whitcomb, Keene, maybe. That's for sure. Maybe is out. Don't get it twisted.
Well played.
And Xavier Taylor will be a scratch here today. And out for the Miners: Lysenko, Williamson, Duff, McIntyre, Kinnear. No Duff. What's going on there? Get him in early. And they do have Mikey D. Or excuse me, it's Matt DiGirolamo. I thought that was maybe an ode to Big Mike, who has lost, as we have lost him, sadly. But it is Matt DiGirolamo. Another scratch here for the Miners, who will wear their whites. Allegany will be in the sharp-looking navy blues with the yellow and white trim in there as well. And probably got time to get you your officials for day number 1, game number 1. Marcus Fisher, Nate Chason, Nick DeSantos, and my guy Herbie John will be the standby today out of the Seneca Nation.
A legend in his own right. Said he's been doing a lot of lacrosse this summer, misses the family, can't wait to get back home.
Yeah, his son playing at the Founders as we speak right now. Let's take a break. We'll be back with the opening face-off. Passionate rendition of my all-time favorite song, "Oh Canada," right there, along with the Haudenosaunee song, as we get set to kick off the President's Cup here from Ladner. Jake Elliott, Teddy Jenner, BC Sports TV, streaming live and free on the old YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, coaches for both teams. Billy D. Smith, the legend, is the head coach of Allegany, along with Carr Kettle, Chris Meyer, Roger Weiss. Their president is Chris Blomberry Sr. And for the Miners, Owen Williams will run the bench along with Ben Snyder, Cam Sedgwick, and Doug Fergus. Their GM, Jordan Cornfield.
He's on the bench, is Cornfield. In fact, as the Miners will work left to right across your monitor, vice versa. As I spot a wooden stick down on the turf already here, Teddy. Expect to see a lot more of that as the week moves along. As Goa Abrams gets the start here.
I think that's Chase Martin.
Oh, excuse me. Thank you very much.
Got you.
They give me the old double switcheroo on the starter. It is, in fact, Chase Martin in there. And what do we got down there? Is it Cammy McLeod in there?
I believe so.
All right. It's day one, people. It's the morning. Bear with us.
We're just seeing these rosters for the first time and these teams, most of these teams for the first time.
If you're not familiar with the President's Cup, information can be a little sketchy from time to time, and some news coming out on that here momentarily, as well as blow the whistle. Let's play some Tuaraton. As we're underway from Ladner, and the Arrows will have the opening possession. And in they come quickly here with Buffalo Bandits' Chase Fraser. And a quick stop there from McLeod to start the game.
Yeah, you'll notice a lot of NLL names during this tournament. Some guys decide not to play the full rigors of the Canadian Senior League, so opting for some Senior B life.
Dean Farrell back in a Miners uniform this summer, and he's got it as he'll pass across the top. And behind for big Mike Triolo as he tried to jam it from behind the goal and gets called on the crease.
Good look early there for Allegany. Triolo, a familiar spot behind the net.
There's Jensen on the run with a bounce shot. And McLeod, another stump as he sporting his Panther City mask down there, I believe, Teddy. Usually
might be
the last time he gets to wear it.
Collector's item soon.
Yeah. Well, normally you used to seeing Cam McLeod wearing the field bucket. Can't do that in the National Lacrosse League. And McLeod has settled into your traditional goalie mask. As a bit of a toasty leisure center here to start the morning as they get the fans cranked up. As I know you were hoping for air conditioning inside the building, Teddy. Not the case here in the wood-paneled leisure center of Ladner.
I got the neck fan going. I'll be all right.
That makes one of us.
Amazon.
Do they deliver to the leisure center?
Probably.
Okay. As Chase Fraser will try his luck again, and that one might have caught the outside of the post. As it skips out of play, it'll stay here with Allegany.
Yeah, cheeky little bouncer from Chase Fraser. Off the pipe and out for a new 30.
He is a nightmare one-on-one matchup for any defender in this tournament. Or the two-time NLL champion. Here he is again inside as he's gotten I believe 4 out of the 5 shots here for the Arrows so far. And maybe another look here. And McLeod off to a good start for the Miners.
Miners got to be a little better getting out of their own zone and picking up guys on the reverse transition. Another nice save from McLeod.
Here comes Bowen, who spent last summer with the Langley Thunder. Right back in his home province. And good stop there for Martin.
Chase Martin skipped around through the NLL a little bit, never really been able to find a comfortable home. But good to see him back on the President's Cup with Allegany.
There's Fraser's Buffalo Bandit teammate and Chris Kluche playing with the Arrows this summer. As the Arrows got themselves here to the President's Cup through the Can-Am League, beating the Newtown Eagles in the opening round of the playoffs, and then over the Tonawanda Braves as Triolo. And that one off the glove of Martin as they swept away the Braves of Tonawanda 3-0 to punch their ticket here to the President's Cup.
Good look for Triolo on the slide through.
Sonnigton will come up with a loose ball. And pick and roll here with Triolo out of his reach. As Geddes will try and run it down. 6 on the shot clock now for Triolo. A swim move, tripped up, shot from his knee. And that one goes up and out of play. Good defense there from Allegany.
Yeah, good smothering D from the Arrows, just not allowing Triolo any space. And the big man can slide through with the best of them.
There's Brett Craig. Spent a couple of years in Maple Ridge with the Burrards, playing senior A lacrosse, now here playing for the Miners.
Don't forget he was a Shamrock, Jake.
How could I? Sub shot. And that one into the stick of Kluche, and they're going to say out of play, minor ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to say it went off an arrow forward and out of play.
Just me, or is Craig looking a little leaner down there, Teddy?
No, he doesn't have the brace on, so it makes him look a little leaner, but he has lost a few. He's been doing a lot of coaching in this summer, and just happy to be playing some full-time lacrosse again after a pretty bad knee injury a few years ago.
There's Bowen. Across it goes. Good ball movement here. Farrell on the bounce. Just missing wide. Well, they're going to give him a reset, in fact. But here come the Arrows in transition. Jay Thornbird ahead of the play. Trail check comes, and it's a good one. As it was knocked out of the pocket by Sonnigton.
Thornbird doesn't quite have the wheels he once had, but good job chasing back by Sonnigton.
And he can still face it off with the best of them. Spinner! Oh, out there.
Whitcomb, that was a beauty.
The old whirling dervish early in the tournament. There's Bergloff. Oh, man cutting through.
That was Needham with a good chance.
Yeah, good cut-off ball, but couldn't bring in the pass, and it's turned back over here to Allegany.
Almost 5 minutes in, and this is a hectic pace for a long tournament.
And wondering if you took the over or the under on Cool Bet today. I think it was set around 17.5 by the bookmakers at Cool Bet. Shot skipping wide. It's brought in by Craig. Ducks under the can opener of Fraser. And Craig going to take it right to the goal. Bumped off there, and they'll set up the offense through Bowen. Bowen one more time. Here's Triolo top side, and he pulled the string too tight. And it'll skip into the the minor bench, which is also the Ladner bench, I suppose.
Depends on if they're the home team or not.
As you would expect, the Pioneers will play mostly the late game here. I think they do have one day game throughout the round-robin portion of this tournament.
They'll have a morning and an evening game in a few days when they got to do the double.
3-on-2. Shot right on. Martin save. Rebound. Lachlan couldn't claim it. And it's picked up in the corner by Whitcomb. Still in search of our first goal here. 6 minutes into this first of 4 games, but breaking news. Getting word that half the equipment belonging to the Six Nations Rivermen did not quite make it to YVR. And we're not sure if we're going to have a 1:30 game or not quite yet. They're waiting for about half of the team's equipment bags to arrive here in Ladner. So we'll keep you posted on that situation, but we could have a scheduling change already here on day number 1. And it wouldn't be the President's Cup without a little chaos to begin the tournament. Here's Farrell. Plays off. Good spin move there. And down on the crease was Bergloff. And just didn't quite connect at the end of that.
Bergloff's a big body banging and crashing through the middle. If they can find some sort of success in the two-man game, get him rolling to the front of the net, he could be a lot to handle.
Here's Kluche. The matching yellow kicks with some room, and McLeod another good save as he looks sharp to start this one.
Both teams really looking to go low here early on both goaltenders, and Martin and McLeod have been solid.
A rare John Lynch sighting across the center line. For the head coach of the junior minors, here's Bowen with a good spin move, and then tried to fake far side and pull it short side and lost the handle. Ball on the deck, shot clock winding down. And now tripped up was Bowen as all sorts of bodies hit the deck. And you got to remember here, Teddy, in this week-long tournament, all these slips, these extra cross-checks, they all add up as the week goes along.
Yeah, players will start to take stock as these games go on. And
here's our first goal of the game. As it comes with 12:18 here to go, and didn't quite pick up the number today. I'm not sure if you did as well. Hard to pick up the sleeve numbers. I think it might be Whitcomb that got it.
I think it was Whitcomb from Whitcomb.
Okay. Whitcomb squared.
Amos and Keon working together.
So 1-0 Arrows, who were actually the favorite coming into today's game. And they get out to the 1-0 start. Matty Kim, long-time minor, comes up with a face-off win. This is Charlie McFadden. He'll stay and play a shift of offense along with Dean Farrell. As on comes Matty Christensen as well. Farrell, feet in front, backdoor scores. There he is, Matt Christensen. Ties the game at 1.
A nice little off-ball cut from Christensen. Gets lost in the defense, slides to the back post, and then a fantastic feed from Farrell. And he bounces it past Martin to get a quick response, tied at 1.
Can we order up a fan along with the neck fan up here from Amazon as well on day 1? We'll get that going. All right, Gagne's on it.
Might just need a bucket of ice to soak my feet.
Yeah, let's get the headband roll in effect there. Yeah, turn that sucker right on the back. It's not overly hot outside here, and I think we're in for a decent week of weather in Ladner. I think tomorrow may be a little drizzly, but I don't know. It's warm in here. I'll just say that on day number 1.
It's the morning, and it's not very busy in here.
That's what's worrying me a little bit. Give me a lot of black shirts this week, I think. Here's Sonnerson. 12 on the shot clock. Got a decent pick. Scores! Bergloff opened him up. Sonnerson found the top corner.
Yeah, and that's what I was talking about with Bergloff. He's just able to create so much space with his size and his body. And then Sonnerson just gets his feet in free time and room and puts it far side on Chase Martin. Good look here from the behind the net cam. Just rips that far corner. And 2 goals in quick succession here for the Miners.
Like I said, Victoria and Six Nations scheduled for 1:30. We are still a little unsure whether that game will be able to be played due to some equipment travel issues. And then we'll get Ladner and Standing Buffalo at 4:30. Snake Island and Allegany if you're going to play the two a day, I think
right away.
Day 1 is when you want to do it.
When you're at your freshest, you want to get those out of the way.
So I'm a little surprised Ladner didn't manipulate the schedule to their favor in that regard. There's another chance for Bowen, and Martin, a good save low. There's Frank Brown. Good to see him playing lacrosse here for the Arrows.
Always good to see Cousin Frank.
Is it Cousin Frank
or Uncle Frank?
Uncle Frank.
Uncle Frank. Cousin Frank is...
it's his cousin.
Yeah.
There's Kim out there with the wooden stick as well now, and that pass did not quite come out of the pocket cleanly.
Allegany will play twice today. Standing Buffalo will play, and Edmonton will play twice tomorrow. Six Nations gets the double dip on Tuesday. And then Ladner will get their double dip on the Wednesday. So a lot of lacrosse coming up, as we've mentioned, and we'll mention a lot through this whole tournament.
As Tino Farah will join us for the rest of the week starting tomorrow.
But decided to get married twice.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I mean, of all the days.
First of all, who has a wedding during lacrosse season?
Well, number one, the Minto, and number two, the Prezi.
Exactly.
Twice. I digress. As we're across the halfway mark of period number one. And it's a 2-1 Miners lead here as they are the home team in this one. Fraser. One wide on the short side, and we'll get our media timeout here, I believe, in the first period, as we're doing that in the Minto Cup as well, Teddy, and it looks like they'll do that here in the President's Cup with just any time a dead ball under 10 minutes of each period. We'll get ourselves a minute timeout, and I actually like this. Let's get a Founders Cup bronze medal update here if you want.
Onondaga up 5-2 on Victoria about halfway through the second.
Don't like that.
Hate it.
I don't mind it. I'm a big Red Hawks guy. Oh, yeah, my man Shannon Booth back there.
Yeah. Shannon's a great guy. Brett Bucktooth is out there with his young son playing, or his eldest son technically.
The motherland for the Red Hawks.
It's a heck of a tournament, the Founders. Much like the President's Cup, you're playing a handful of days, consecutive days, hot environment.
Yeah, it was a little unfortunate for those junior Shamrocks as they got off to a bit of a slow start, dropping an early one to St. John that kind of put them behind the 8 ball there. But it looks like Elora has been the class of the tournament so far.
Yeah, Victoria kind of ran into a couple hot goaltenders in their first game, ended up finishing 2-2, got some help, got into the playoffs, and then lost a tough one to Elora last night.
Elora undefeated, are they not?
Yeah, Elora and Hamilton are both undefeated. They'll face off in the gold medal game tonight.
Good chance here. Scores! Right in on goal was Marcus Needham. And a good take to the cooker right there. Makes it 3-1 Miners.
Yeah, Needham just kind of on an ISO. Blasts through the Allegany defense and puts it far side on Martin. Again, just kind of tucks underneath. Little late to slide were the arrows. Takes some contact and able to finish it far side. And that's 3 in a row.
Yeah, after giving up the first 3 straight now for the Miners. As we have our first Rick Mang signing in the Leisure Center this week. There's another chance for Nino. Oh, man. He had Martin down and out and missed the goal by about 3 feet.
He'll be thinking about that one.
Still not sure if that rolled out of the pocket quite cleanly there. Not the right move.
Yeah. But again, another just straight ball cut from Needham.
And Christensen thinks he scored. The referee thinks he was in the crease, and that's the opinion that matters.
Big exaggerated celly there. To no avail.
It's kind of like a back catcher trying to sell a strike. You know, they pull it back into the zone, and umpire wasn't biting on that one. Lentz, a little pop over here for Milne, trying to race to the goal. Here's Milne, and Martin, a save with the stick.
Spencer Milne, big long strides, gets up the floor really well, but Martin with a good bounce back save there for the Arrows.
Yeah, ended up in Las Vegas, did Milne last year, but battled some injuries through training camp, took a long time to kind of get back to the lineup, and got in there late in the season. We'll see if he can make another push for an NLL roster spot come December.
Referees letting play here in the opening period.
Not so much. An arm goes up in the air now. As Triolo, as the physicality begins to pick up a jumper. And Martin another stump with that chrome blue helmet of his. Sharp.
Very.
But here comes the penalty call as we'd like to acknowledge one of our sponsors. Well, sort of. We're still searching for sponsors here on the President's Cup Livecast. And advertising partners keep our lacrosse free for everyone. Number of advertising opportunities are still available. Together we can create a tailor-made package just for you. info@bcsports.tv. Contact us immediately. Never mind today. Do it now. Don't wait.
Chris Atwood taking a minor slash, so let's see what the minors can do in the power play.
3-1 lead here, 7.5 to go in the first. Game 1 of day 1. Bowen, Lachlan, and what a stop there for Martin in the knee pad as Farrell jousting away.
You have the big body, Mike Triolo just posted up in the middle. Oh! As Burton rocks Whitcomb with a solid cross check.
Savvy veteran Tyler Burton, he's still got some gas left in the tank there for Bertzi. This is Colucci. Oh, a little Husker-do there as that one didn't quite get through the legs.
Husker-do?
Yeah.
All right.
It wasn't quite the Beyond. That's the hybrid. The behind the back, between the legs sub shot, the Husker-do.
Understood.
Got a better name for it, let me know. Bowen will pick it up with 1:05 to go in the power play. And now another call coming here to the Arrows as they bring on the extra man to both. And now they're going to get 2 here.
No, I think they were already being called for, so they just sent them.
But that's a field lacrosse rule, though. I think once you're off the floor and you come back on, it's should be a set. We got an official right beside us here, Teddy, and I think that should be 2 penalties on Allegany.
Well, much like that goal celebration, only the officials count. Extreme Threads is the official uniform supplier for the WLA and teams around the world. Your one-stop shop for customized team or company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, sublimated uniforms, and more. Hit up extremethreads.ca.
There you go. Customize your team with Extreme. As they're talking about the penalty calls here. And like I said, once too many men call, if you stay on, you stay on. But if you go off and then come back on, and there it is. That's 4 minutes up on the board right there, Teddy.
Maybe your opinion does matter, Jake.
Or the rule book.
Yeah, I guess.
Which
if you want to be technical.
Who needs a rule book? So, big opportunity now here for Edmonton. We will have a 5-on-3 for an eternity.
Oh, 55 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. But they can score, 3 goals here on the power play over the next 4 minutes. And they'll work a 4-on-3 down low here. And Farrell's pass knocked down. Now he's got a battle for a loose ball. Does well. Bounces back here to Bowen with 12 on the shot clock. He'll set up Triolo with the hammer. And that one off the shoulder of Martin. Back out to center here for Lintz. He'll save that ball. He could have played it back across center off the shot reset. Triolo again, down to the crease. There's the reach, and Lachlan cashes in, and he does so with 19 seconds in the original penalty to Atwood. So he will come out. It'll be a 5-on-4 for the next 3:25 here, so a chance still for the Miners to get 2 more on the man up.
This is an eternity of 5-on-4, and they've now scored 4 straight. And they just really have all the momentum right now, and maybe some tired legs for Allegany, and you'll see that for some of these teams on the first day, just getting used to the time change, the turf, the surroundings, the temperature in here.
Well, and the other factor, and we talk about this all the time, when you're a team like the Miners who are at the President's Cup year in and year out, they know how to prepare coming to this tournament. They know how to deal with the tournament once they get here. They know how to get through the tournament.
Yeah.
And having that experience cannot be understated. A few new players on this roster, no question about it, but when the leadership group knows how to guide their way through this week at the President's Cup, that is such an advantage to a team that is coming here for their first time.
Yeah, I was talking with Tim Dennett, head coach of the Victoria Shamrocks, at the hotel when I got in. And he was like, we haven't been here. So I'm asking coaches, how do you manage your rosters through a long tournament like this?
It's good that he's doing that.
Yeah. Because it's a lot of stress on the players, but for the coaching staff it is as well, because you have to manage your roster. And you got to know when guys are hurt, when guys are banged up, who's fresh, who's not. And it takes a toll on everybody.
So just about through the first of the double minor here, as it's being served by Jeff Geddes. But the Miners will get sent back up 5-on-4. Lachlan, Bowen. Here's Bowen cutting through, and he was open but dropped the pass. And here come the Arrows in transition with Sturos. Sturos right in, and he had some room, but he missed the goal. And then Kluche missed the loose ball. And here's Craig with it. He's got a 2-on-1 with Farrell, and he's denied on the short side by a good stop from Martin.
Yeah, that's a really good save by Martin. I thought they would have let Brett Craig shoot that, the D guy on his wrong side.
Well, now they're past the first half of the double minor, and another hard hit, and now they're going to take themselves off the power play. There's a hard hit thrown there by Rory Sharon. And we'll play some 4-on-4 now for the next $1.43.
Nick Dos Santos making the call, became the youngest official to ever call a National Lacrosse League game this year when he got in a game out in Saskatchewan.
Okay.
Getting some more inside information, Jake?
Well, I think we got a bit of a technical issue that we are working through. We are aware of our camera situation. Appreciate the Claire Bear making me aware of that, and we are aware of it, and we'll try and rectify that as soon as possible. Are we good, or are we still kind of feeling? All right.
What a save by McLeod, in tight on Kluche. Playing a little 4-on-4 lacrosse, so a lot of open floor. And for a guy like Kluche, he can definitely take advantage, but McLeod, again, since giving up that open goal, has been fantastic here in the first.
60 on the shot clock for Bowen. He'll kick it off to Lachlan inside Christensen, who had a step. Now he gets it. Oh, he missed it over top of the crossbar as he tried to fake out Martin.
You know who's a regular for this Miners team is not on the roster, I'm kind of surprised, is Keegan Ball. He's played a lot of years for this Miners team.
Yeah, I think just a case where Baller wanted to take a complete summer off to focus on his NLL and career away from the game of lacrosse.
Very understandable.
They'll certainly miss 45 in their lineup. As here's maybe a chance, but a good knockdown there out of the stick of Kittle. And we have 3 minutes exactly here to go in this first period, with the Miners leading by 3 as we continue to play 4-on-4. Bergloff and Farrell on this near side. And here's Bergloff inside, and called in the creases up, all ended up. Good call there from the official, Nick DeSantos.
Yeah, Bergloff that time, just a little flash brush pick. The defense jumped, and he was left all alone, but a little too close to the crease, gets called back. But again, they're finding some rhythm offensively, as now Allegany has a short power play.
Sturos out of the box, but just 12 seconds to work with here on the 5-on-4, but the Arrows could surely use a goal. Sub shot from Atwood is blocked for the former Brooklyn Merchant, now playing for Allegany.
ALL MVP, leading scorer a few years ago.
Atwood's been around the block. High feed. Oh, nice handle there from Lachlan, but couldn't tuck it in. Good loose ball, however, to follow that up from Sharon, but then threw it away. And the Arrows get it right back here with Atwood. Feet across the crease, and how did that pass get through? As Milton was on the back check. The shots, 16-15 Arrows here. But Cam McLeod off to a great start for the Miners. Has just allowed one so far. Triella with that swim move in it is lethal when he gets that arm up and over, and he's by in a hurry. He's just got such an advantage with that frame to pull off that move.
Yeah, Dan Dawson really perfected it, and Mike Triolo's made it one of his signature moves, and he's just so fluid with it. And it's hard to see when it's coming. It's being such a big body, and he can do it so quickly.
He's really good at it. No question about it. As the Arrows looking for goal number 2, here's Kluche. Thought about a shot. Now he's going to bowl his way in into a triple team and gets hammered. Ball loose. And shot wide. And shot clock goes down to 0 as Josh Becker comes right back at his man. And Cody Hawkins, they're not going to call that. It's okay. I mean, if you're going to do that, that's fine. But now you better not call the next one the next time somebody does something like that.
A little bit of a precedent set here by the officials.
I don't mind it. You're going to get a lot of that here in the President's Cup, and if you're going to call every single thing, we're in for a long week here.
But you're not going to call everything, we could be in for a long week.
The players are in for a long week. There's another turnover here on the Arrows. Do we have a penalty call?
Timeout.
Okay. So 30.1 on the ticker. Shot clock, game clock, dead even. And it'll be Miners' possession for the final possession of this first period, which means we just have 11 more periods of lacrosse to go here today, Teddy.
It's not many, not as many as tomorrow. We may not even have 11 today.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We'll see if the gear shows up in time here with the Washington Stealth Minto Cup champion with the Burnaby Junior Lakers.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Heck of a player.
He was unbelievable. And he was a huge part of that 2010 team for the Stealth.
Unreal with the Woody, too, offensively.
Yeah.
Brother, too, right?
Yep. Adam.
Yeah. Here we go. Down to 4. Chance in the slot, and Lachlan deny rebound. Oh, one more stop there for Martin. Clip it at the buzzer.
Wow, wow, wow. Chase Martin.
Clip it for Chase Martin. What a stop at the buzzer to keep it a 4-1 Miners lead.
Oh.
That is ridiculous.
Triolo, can't believe it. Neither can we. 3 in a row from Chase Martin to keep this a 4-1 game after 20.
You want to just keep this going through the intermission here, Teddy, or do you want to?
I know you don't.
No, I do not. 4-1 Miners. Shots on goal 1916 Edmonton. We'll be back with second period action right here on BC Sports TV YouTube channel in less than 10 minutes from now. Stick around.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of fans.
Here's Sean Beatties, and he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
Woo. That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. I don't think we make that run without the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores! All right, Teddy Jenner almost fell off the platform on day number 1 as we return here for play in period number 2.
I got to get used to my surroundings up here.
I'm more thankful I'm in the middle of the table more than ever right now as we take you to the middle of the floor here at the Ladner Leisure Center. For second period action, once again, Scano to the people of Ohio in the territory of the Seneca for the Allegany Arrows as they trail the Miners of Edmonton 4-1. Blow the whistle. Let's play some lacrosse.
Some of the Muskies are down to our right. Saw Alex Bouquet's in the building. Matty Beers.
Saw Kyle Cooling, who will help coach Standing Buffalo along with Dave Pym. As Chase Fraser with an early shot.
Good to see Pimmer around the rinks again
He
after
looks healthy.
He looks so good.
Battled some health issues, but that guy, I don't know what's coursing through his veins, Teddy, but man.
He fights life and wins every day.
Lives it to the fullest. 19-16, your shots on goal after 20. As the two teams flip around here for the second period. And a whipper there off the outside of the post for Lane Smith.
He is a big unit.
I believe he played for Six Nations Rivermen last year in Oakville at the President's Cup.
Shot deflected off a Miner and out. Reset the 30.
There's Atwood and McLeod. Again, who has just let one ball by him so far. Takes a little swipe there from Chase Fraser. There's a chance for the Miners. Good stuff for Martin, who put on a clinic at the end of that first period with 3 desperation saves. And there's an interference call. And something else, that I think all teams will have to adjust here is, you got the Three Nations Lacrosse League, the Can-Am League, the Rocky Mountain League, the West Coast Senior League, all probably officiated a little bit different than what we'll see here at the President's Cup, and it'll be up to all these teams and coaches to adjust to the refereeing styles. And of course, on top of that, with all the officials here, you have officials from all different leagues that have to find a healthy balance working with each other as well. Another shot there from Fraser is stopped. And this one will slow up on the turf enough to save the possession with a new shot clock for Allegany. A rip, a block there from Kim. Fraser up with it, takes a couple of whacks, feeds him below the goal for Whitcomb. He'll turn and shoot a weak one. McLeod can't handle it off the end wall. And finally, it's Craig that secures the loose ball here for Edmonton.
Good defensive pressure there from Edmonton, but Allegany really trying to get inside and throwing it behind the net, gets defenders to turn their heads, try to find man cutting through the middle.
This is Bowen searching for a lane. He's got it to Christensen, who's got a goal in this contest, as does Needham. Feet in front. Oh, another good save there for Martin as he flashed out an elbow. There's Frank Brown on the go. He's going to load one up, and that one caught the post.
Good shot from Brownie.
Also looking like he's in good shape, too.
Yeah, he's battled some lower body injuries the past few years, calf, I believe. Spent some time with Buffalo and Rochester.
Fraser wheeling, dealing. This is Josh Becker shooting, and McLeod will close the 7-hole down.
He's a name we continually hear bouncing around at the President's Cup.
Yep. He's played on a number of teams. He was in Nanaimo, if I recall.
Yeah, I think he was on the Axemen maybe back then, Capital City.
No, it wasn't Capital Region. I'll have to refresh my memory. Back in 2018.
Seems like so long ago.
My goodness. Look at that. You're going straight from Calgary right to Nanaimo after the Minto. This one a little more accommodating, going from Coquitlam to Lander.
25 minutes down the highway or so?
Yeah, more like 40. But still, not bad.
Depends on how fast you drive.
That's true. That is true. No tickets this week, please. Kluche. Fraser. And pick and roll here with Whitcomb over the shoulder. As he had to wait for that ball to reach him for quite some time and played a little possum just to make the catch. Now Mill, one man to beat. And he'll pull the open space and bring out the offense here, but he turned it over. And a nice interception there. And the power cradle with the Woody. There's Geddes across. Atwood. And McLeod down, squeezes together for another save.
Good look from Atwood. Little slow transition from Allegany. Get the Miners kind of trying to turn their heads, find their check. Atwood laid off the bench, low to low, but again, McLeod with a steady save.
He has looked good. There's Needham. Gets a return feed. Christensen clears through. Needham down to the crease for Christensen. And if you haven't seen Matt Christensen play, a bit of an undersized forward, but his stick is exceptional. He's got some fakes for days in that pocket.
We've talked about, guys who are in the NLL currently. This will be a good showcase for some of these guys coming up with free agency in the next couple of days to maybe make a case that they should get an invite to camp.
This guy's not a free agent. He's a world champion. And Kluche and the rebound bounces for Atwood. And his outside shot is probably his biggest attribute, but that time it comes from the inside from Atwood as he picks up a rebound and bounces it past McLeod as the Arrows are back within 2.
A much-needed goal for Allegany just to kill some of this momentum, get in the head of McLeod a little bit. Good rebound there from Atwood off the outside shot from Kluche. And if you're the Miners defense, after those outside shots, you gotta box out, gotta clamp sticks. McLeod's done a good job of controlling his rebounds, but they can't control them all. And you just got to be ready.
There's Matty Kim with a face-off win. Little corkscrew. Got a good shot off. And Martin with a pad stop. Arrows up with the loose ball, and pushing ahead is Whitcomb. They will settle things down here through the stick of Kluche. Feet across. And long outside shot from a poor angle. Easily stopped by McLeod. Here's Tyler Burton on the run. He's got numbers. Chance on the crease, and Bowen denied by Martin. And I know he's allowed 4, but this scoreline could be a lot worse without the services of Chase Martin.
Martin is keeping the Arrows in this game. And for Edmonton, just a couple too many extra passes. I like the original look from Burton, but then once he found that rebound, don't force it out. Settle down, find a guy. And they've forced a few passes here in the second.
Atwood holding, loading, backs away, comes to Becker, shovel, and that shot goes Well off from Nate Kettle. 3 on the shot clock here for Fraser. That one is wide. One more chance? No. Whitcomb will just dump it into the corner and make the change.
Guys like Kluche, guys like Becker, and guys like Fraser, you just got to play a solid shift. Stay steady on the cross check. Don't get caught up in all the fancy stuff. Just 2 hands on the stick. Keep the body in front of you.
There's Needham. Bowen for Farrell. And he'll try and flip it over his shoulder, and it's turned over there. Good defense from Allegany. As they want to push it up the floor. Maybe numbers here if they come quickly. Kluche tried to feed off. And probably should have taken that one himself. And it's turned back over here to the Miners and Yo. He's got Needham up there with him. Yo, look out. Left the stick dangling. Still gets a shot off and scores. Well, an unlikely source of offense here to start the second period scoring for the Miners. And how did that stay in his pocket? That's a Woody clamping down on that thing.
Must have been his draw stick. But a nice job from Yo to just keep his feet moving. Probably should have felt the pressure coming from behind, but ends up working in his favor. Good backtrack by the Arrows, but Yo, strong hand, strong wrist, and finishes that off and restores a 3-goal lead.
5-2 now. And a face-off win for Thornburg. It's throwing me off. These guys not wearing their number or their normal NLL numbers. Thornburg, Fraser, Kluche, all wearing different numbers than they do with their respected NLL team. Chase Fraser! A one-handed effort there almost went. And it won't be too long before we see some sort of highlight come from Chase Fraser.
Only a matter of time.
Lane Smith all over the back of Burton, and finally we got a whistle here, and it's going to be Allegany ball. Crowd does not like that, as I'm sure our microphones are picking up. Part of the experience here at the President's Cup, and we do have an injury down on the turf.
I think that's Lane Smith. No. Yeah, Lane Smith, who's down. Took a couple chops and cross checks to the low back. It's the last thing you want to have happen day one of this one.
Quick Founders update, 8-2 Onondaga over Victoria as they look to claim bronze at the Founders. And we'll hope for the best here for Lane Smith, who's on the walk back to the Arrows bench.
No penalty call, just a minor interference. So possession will stay here with Kluche and Allegany.
Back underway we go. 12:08 to play here in the second. Kluche. Atwood back to Kluche. Driving, feet in front, and it was a nice setup there for Beckert. Couldn't quite bring it in. Still time to work with here on the shot clock. Atwood on a spinning shot there wide. It'll come out near center here, and Seidel with ideas to go after it.
Kluche might have rolled his ankle going for that ball. A little gingerly going off the floor.
We can tell you right now, right here, that the 1:30 contest between Victoria and Six Nations is a go.
Hey!
We need like a breaking news sound drop or something there. Farrell. Shot deflected into the crease of Martin.
Both defenses settling in here in the second period. Just got to keep up the communication, keep the heads on swivels.
Kettle down this near side. 15 on the shot clock now as he drives into his man, and a good strip check there as Burton just came in with the clamp and knocked it right free. And now what do we got? Another interference call here on the Miners.
Fraser locked into his guy and kind of pulled him to the ground, lured the officials into that one.
There's some staunch Miner supporters below our platform here. Did not like that call. John Lentz. Wondering how many President's Cups for John Lentz now. It's
47, I think.
It's got to be upwards of 7 or 8. Far cry from the legend Joe Hall, who is back again with the Snake Island Muskies, I believe in his 18th.
Come on.
President's Cup. Not kidding. I am not kidding.
Is he going to play goal at all in this tournament?
He might.
The guy can do it all.
And that's, you know, he missed a year or two playing with the Six Nations Chiefs, winning a Mann Cup as well.
Yeah.
So, absolutely incredible. He swears to me that this is his last dance, if you will. I'll believe it when I see it.
Good defense there from Milne, just locking down his man, cutting through the middle.
Kim settles one in the pocket, and that reinforced wooden stick of his. I mean, that thing, that looks like it's Rory Smith territory right there.
He's here.
Yeah.
Maybe it is his.
Thick shot. Ooh, that was an intended pass, in fact, that Lachlan couldn't handle. And the Arrows come back up with it here with Frank Brown. Now, that's about as lean as I've seen Frank Brown in about 5 years. And he'll need to be in shape for this tournament here. Kluche back out there. Nice backhand feed. Whitcomb on the fake. Tried to float one, and it went over top of the goal as Burton will send it ahead here to Yo. He's got Farrell off the bench. Here's Dean Farrell. Oh, he shot it over top of the net himself.
Tried a little dip and dunk, got too far past his angle. Good job by Chase Martin staying close to his crossbar.
Score remains 5-2 as we're across the halfway mark of period 2. First of 4 here on day 1. Shamrocks Rivermen come up next.
5 games tomorrow.
There's a touch for Charlie McFadden. He'll head for the Miners bench. Shots on goal, 26-25 Miners. As they got down in this game 1-0, took a 3-goal lead into the break. Each team with a marker here in the second as Bowen, off the inside of the post and off of Martin and stayed out. Of course, his father, Jamie, famously wore the number 15, but was a right-handed offensive player. Jake plays on the left. Or plays with the left, I should say, on the right side of the floor. Here's Whitcomb. Passed up a driving opportunity. Now Fraser, swim move, corkscrew, and out of play.
Fraser just trying to get a little action here in the first game of the tournament. Had a few good looks in the first period. Well, we said he had 4 of the first 5 shots. And now he's still trying to find his first goal.
Second period action brought to you by our good friends at Coolbet, who have hopped on board here for the President's Cup. You can find the odds for all President's Cup games on Coolbet.com. They're the official sportsbook of the 24 President's Cup. Dive into the action today with the best odds in lacrosse. Coolbet. Stay cool. Bet responsibly. And if you want a little free money from the folks at Coolbet, just put in the bonus code LAXClass. And they'll match your first time deposit up to $200. So then you got free money to gamble on the President's Cup. Why wouldn't you want to do that?
I'd do it.
Yeah, one word.
OTCB.
That's an acronym.
Otkaba? There's a definition for that, I'm sure.
I highly doubt it.
8 minutes to go here in the second period, and
it's kind of that point of the game where the next goal in this game,
a little important.
You know,
a little important.
Either going back down to 2, or you're going up to 4 here. And the way the Miners are going, especially with Cam McLeod, you don't want to get too far behind.
No.
Farrell turns the corner. Probably should have shot that ball, but tried to play off to Bergloff. And the shot clock down to 8 here, and this possession will die in the corner as Allegany will make a stop on defense.
Again, we talked about a little bit earlier here in the second period. Edmonton's getting good looks off their pick and rolls, but sometimes you're just throwing the extra pass when they don't need to. Take those open shots from 15 feet. That's a quality look.
Atwood will start the offense through Fraser. Near side, Kluche. The big guns out here for this shift. Is that Lane Smith back out? That's a good. sign there for the Arrows as that one off the crossbar, down and out.
I think some of the Allegany fans and coaching staff thought that might have gone down, in, and out. No replay challenges.
Three-man officiating crew. Smith, Kluche, swim move, a good one. Feed, Smith. Well, the big fella showing a little dexterity as he dives into the crease and puts one past McLeod, and there's that next goal. Arrows back within 2.
Just a good hard jab step from Kluche, feeds it down to Smith, and tiptoes the line, able to reach across and beat McLeod as Milne stepped up, and a great look from Kluche, and Smith gets his first of the night.
Is it a bad sign that my mouth feels like it's got a spoonful of glue in it already here?
That's because you're addicted to Halls.
On day number 1. Yikes. I got a long way to go.
Maybe try some gum next time.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been working for the last 24 years.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm changing
How come
it up.
Halls doesn't sponsor you?
That's a good question. Well, speaking of Halls, if you're out there listening, advertising opportunities are available. Contact info at bcsports.tv. Here's a chance for Frank Brown. Well, 2 quick ones from Allegany, and they're within 1.
It's a good goal for Frankie. And he's very good running the floor, and when he's healthy, he's got a good gait, gets up and down very well, and gets McLeod kind of guessing, going the wrong way, and he puts it top cheese. And it's a 1-goal game, and momentum back on the Arrow side here.
See the Eagle, Eddie Schuss, legend of Ladner, enter the building here.
Is this the house that the Schusses built?
Pretty much.
That's what I thought.
There's Eddie, I believe, just celebrating his anniversary. His lovely bride, Logan's mother, who surprisingly is not playing for Ladner here at the President's Cup as he spent the summer with his Salmon Bellies. Well, I did get one last year with the Pioneers in Oakville. I got a penalty call coming. Too many men call on Allegany as the coach is up in arms over that, but clearly Becker was poaching in behind everybody there and took a while to spot him, but they caught him before he got back to the bench.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want once you start getting some momentum and work your way back into this game, is take an unnecessary penalty like that and put the Miners on the power play.
Power play is brought to you by, no, it's not brought to you by anybody. We're going to pivot on the fly right there, apparently. Day 1, trio out. And a rebound given right up here to Needham. So you got Farrell, Bowen, Triolo, Lachlan, Needham out there as Lachlan tries his luck. And the Miners will continue here. Skip feed. Oh, Martin across in time as this Chase Martin has come to play here this morning.
And then they're going to call back in on Allegany. It's an unlucky break because that's a heck of a save from Martin, but what a pass from Lachlan to the diagonal crease. And Martin post to post to rob the power play goal.
Lachlan, who I don't think did play last year for these Miners. I think he was coaching, in fact. As Martin down with another stop. And we're going to get another penalty call here. And now we will pay a bill for Extreme Threats, your one-stop shop for customized team and company apparel, embroidery, screen printing, sublimated uniforms, and more. They got the big tent table going up here at the Ladner Leisure Center. If you're in the area and you're coming to the President's Cup, make sure you stop by there for all your President's Cup swag, or you can hop online at extremethreads.ca and get your merch online. Bowen, denied by Martin.
5-on-3, you got to do better ball movement than that.
That's just one shot. And maybe a shorthanded chance here as he tried to Tavares, and it didn't connect.
Good run there by Jimerson, shorthanded.
Tavares, a President's Cup champion, I believe, back with Aguasasne back in the day. The Thunder. Still lots of time to work with here on the power play. Farrell, Bowen, Triolo, backhand feed low. Lachlan, where is it? Caught up in the gear of Chase Martin.
That's a good save by Martin again. Just staying with it, not stepping off that pipe, cutting down the angle. And another big save on the 5-on-3.
Well, about 25 seconds left to kill off in the first minor. A minute to go in the second, which is... Well, they got number 0 up on the clock. That's not
Darius Anderson, I believe.
Okay. Some shot right on. McLeod the stop. First penalty about to expire, so job number 1 done here for the Arrows as they remain down 1. As out comes Geddes from the penalty box. Still 35 seconds to go in the second minor. 3:45 to go in the second period.
If they can kill both of these off and stay within 1 as this period comes to a close, that's a huge team victory.
Triolo at the point. Lachlan the skip feed for Farrell. And that was a little ambitious. It's a nice turn and float ahead here from Sturris. He's got it to Geddes. Man off the bench, and Fraser, and he missed the net. And he looks skyward knowing he should have done better with that one.
Good look off the bench by Fraser. Got on his horse, beat his defender in, and then smashes his stick off the glass as he heads off the floor.
And there's Anderson back out onto the floor. So job done here as the Arrows kill off both. Farrell, the turn out of the corner. Looking for somebody to pass to. It's Scott Bowen. He'll feed in front for Triolo, is getting worked over pretty good. And he'll just head for the bench on the shot clock violation as the crowd continues to file in here to the Leisure Center. As it'll be packed in here tonight, I would imagine, for the nightcapper. As day 1, a little bit of a different scheduling times than the rest of the days. So stay tuned to the schedule, but we know this. Six Nations and Victoria come up next.
10:30, 1:30, 4:30, and 8 are the games tonight. And then tomorrow, if you're an early riser.
I'm not.
That's why you're not on the call.
Thank
8
you.
o'clock is the first game tomorrow.
Here's Millen right to the goal.
Good
And
take.
Martin throw out a glove for that stop.
Good forecheck there from Triolo to get that ball back for the Miners as they look to restore a little comforted lead.
Look out. That pass sailing out of the stick of Sonnachtin, as we haven't called his name here in the second. There's Anderson. Which I am not seeing on my roster here, Teddy. I don't know if you can help me out with this or not.
Yeah, it's Darius Anderson. Yeah, he's not on there.
Okay.
He's on mine.
All right. Welcome to the President's Cup. They got Go Abrams listed down as number 1, but Darius Anderson wearing number 0. There's a chance here for Frank Brown. And McLeod. A hip stop there as Brown was looking for his second of the period.
Yeah, that time McLeod just kind of stayed steady and waited for the shot instead of guessing like he did in the last breakaway from Brown.
Teams trading chances here in the late going of the second. But I have to say, I think both goaltenders have been each team's best player in this contest. Kluche driving, and it's not the look Allegany was looking for there with a double team.
They want a quick shot here for the 2-for-1.
They should, and they're going to get one. And they do get the reset, but still a 5-second differential, and I don't think he can pull McLeod in this situation.
They called their timeout in the first period, so they don't want to waste their second timeout here.
Around the corner, Farrell. And that's what good goaltending will do to you, Teddy. You start to try and pick your spot a little bit tighter, grip your stick a little bit tighter, and Now the Miners have been a little bit guilty of shooting off target here, as Allegany will get themselves a timeout with 21 seconds to go. Once again, we're seeking advertising partners. Keep lacrosse free. Opportunities are available. We can tailor make a package for you. All you got to do is email info@bcsports.tv. Simple. Hop on. We're here all week. And it's free on YouTube, so you know there's going to be a lot of people watching the President's Cup. Get your company some exposure. And advertise here on BC Sports TV.
Down to our right, can see some of the Victoria Shamrocks coaches, players, and staff as they get ready for their first game. And
I think the only green team here as well.
Truth? Well, Standing Buffalo might have some green in there.
It's true. Also true.
But it's Victoria hasn't had a senior B team for very long, since they've come back as a true senior B team under the Shamrocks name. And Victoria hasn't been to a President's Cup in God knows how long.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Only God does, I suppose. But wait till you see the uniforms of the Shamrocks, which not your traditional Shamrock uniforms, but you're going to like them. I'll tell you that.
I'm a massive, massive fan of their blacks.
Here we go, 8 seconds. Fraser from the point. Smith down to the crease. Back to Smith. Up top, Atwood. Loading, shooting, scores!
Oh, that's a huge goal from Atwood.
Pick the top corner with 1.4 left on the clock. And ties the game up at 5 with an academic face-off to come. Beautiful set play, and Billy D likes that one.
Lintz was right out on Atwood, but he was standing in front of him, but didn't have stick in hands. And that's what allowed him to get his hands free to rip that shot from deep and maybe use him as a bit of a screen. McLeod didn't see it. And a goal to tie it right at the end is a massive boost for Allegany.
So shots end up 35-32 for the Miners. But a buzzer beater from Atwood has us at level ground after 40 minutes of play. 40 down, 20 to go, and we're tied at 5 between the Arrows and the Miners. We'll have third period action here for you from the President's Cup in Ledner on BC Sports TV in 600 seconds.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties, and he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
Woo. That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
Woo. That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
We've had great fans. It's been really motivating for our guys.
We want to put on a good product on the floor for the fans that are going to come here and spend their hard-earned money.
And as Martel slips it 5-hole. And his ball again down the middle. How did he hang on to that? Scores! Keegan Ball!
It's what they did in that room that turned the season around. And like we make that run with all the support of the fans.
Here's Sean Beatties! And he scores!
What does it mean to be Canadian? It's toughness. It's grit. You know who bears the red and white. You know the history. You know the storylines, and you know its weight. I've been there. I know what it takes. It's preparation for domination. It's the brotherhood, so you could. It's long nights and longer days. That separates the good from the greats. This is Canada.
Woo! That's fresh.
Embrace the unexpected. Cool Bet.
Lacrosse fans, welcome back inside the Ladner Leisure Center as we get set for third period action here between the Arrows of Allegany and the Miners of Edmonton. 5-5 your score. And what's been an evenly played opening game of the President's Cup on day one. Blow the whistles, play some Tuaraton as Allegany and Jay Thornburg will come up with the opening faceoff. Keys to the third period, Ted Jenner.
Get to the middle of the floor, stay out of the box, and score early.
Well done. Chase Fraser puts Allegany in front with his first of the game. As he scores
outside ball.
14 seconds in here around a screen, and I'm not sure McLeod ever picked it up. In it goes, and the Arrows up by 1. Leading scores after 40 minutes of play.
Triello and Matthew Christensen, a goal and assist each, lead the way for the Miners. Chris Atwood, 2 goals. Lane Smith, a goal and assist. And Chris Kluche with 2 assists to lead the way for the Arrows.
And Triello taking a face-off. McFadden dropping an easy one. And a bounce ahead here to Frank Brown, who forgot to catch the ball. A shovel ahead for Whitcomb. Easy to spot him with pink shoes. There's a high pass for Kluche. There's Lane Smith. So that one went wide. I thought I heard a little tick of the pipe there, but no. 2 on the shot clock, and the Arrows will run out of time.
That was a better defensive shift there for the Miners. The first one, they just kind of didn't get settled. Fraser takes the outside shot. This time they get into their settle 5-on-5 and did a nice job keeping everybody to the outside.
Shamrocks and Rivermen come up next at 1:30 right here on BC Sports TV. Free all week long here at the President's Cup.
Yeah, I just saw some of the Six Nations players down the lobby in the intermission, and I think they're still waiting for some gear. Most guys have showed up, but they might be doing a little mix and match and to get a roster out here today.
Yes, we are still working on the jersey conspiracy of one Darius Anderson. He's not listed, I don't believe, on the official score sheet, so we may have some controversy depending on the result of this game with this little jersey snafu here with Anderson. There's a chance there. Brett Craig trying to pop one in.
Good reset shot at least. Good job by Trio to find that down. Now you got a tired defense out there. Can they take advantage?
Chase Martin has been exceptional all game long. Here's Triolo. That one into bodies. And Christensen takes a hack on the ground. Feed across for Bowen around a screen as Martin has no idea where the ball is as he takes the net off the goal line looking for it.
Heavy shot from Bowen, cut the inside of Martin's right leg, but got enough of it to parry it away, keep it a 1-goal game.
Nice job parrying that one away, for sure. There's Whitcomb to Atwood. Whitcomb on the fake, now the take, and that one wide by about 6 inches, and look out. Into the tunnel just beside the Miners bench as the trainer throws the ball back on the floor, looking for a little transition.
I always love when bench staff try to get away with that. Sometimes the referees will let it go, but generally not.
Well, we saw that in the Minto Cup just a couple of days ago with the ball bouncing right in front of the Adnac bench for a Cody Malowski transition goal. Bowen over the shoulder.
He's had a couple good looks. That's from behind as well. They're going to go back in.
Oh, wow. Yikes. Not a penalty by any means, but a possession change for sure. Instead, it ends up as a back-in call on Allegany. Triolo. Another good stop for Martin, and just staying out of the crease. As the ball thrown up the floor, but just Miners are back here.
Miners are getting good looks, but Chase Martin has just been the answer to everything here tonight.
It just looks comfortable in there. There's a backdoor feed for Lachlan. Sails out of his pocket and out of play. And the Arrows with a 1-goal lead now as they trailed this game 4-1 at one point. So a 5-1 run in the midst here for Allegany. As Yo, I believe, the last guy to score a goal for a team in white.
True story.
It's Triolo. Sporting his Saskatchewan Rush gloves along with a nicely tied head on his weapon of choice.
Oh, that's a spear.
That's not smart there. Which will draw a call here on Rudy George. As Farrell will send one towards the goal. And here comes the penalty call. 2 or 5 here for a potential spear. Well, you heard one fan in his opinion for sure. That's a 5er, Teddy. And well, the Arrows off the bench to protest this call, but I don't think it's going to be changed at this point.
No. When you take the head of your stick and jab it forward right into a guy's stomach, we'll get a good look here, right in the middle of your screen. After he passed the ball, boom, right to the midsection.
Well, I mean, what are you doing?
Right in front of the official.
I mean, that is just, what are you doing?
Trying to set the tone.
Trying to set something.
Now, Edmonton has to take advantage of this.
Is that off of Lachlan? It is. The shot from Triolo bounces off the back of Lachlan.
That's not going to make Cam Cedric very happy running the offense for the Miners here. You have an opportunity like this to get back in this game, maybe even take the lead. You can't be taking soft shots like that and not running your offensive plays.
Triolo had such a good President's Cup last year in Oakville, leading the way for his Miners to that gold medal game.
The one thing about Triolo is he's generally really good at the
Streaky.
start of tournaments when teams don't have a lot of book on him. But once you kind of get the read on him, you can kind of shut him down. He's so good one-on-one in the swims that we talk about and has a really good outside shot. But once you kind of figure out his game, you can really kind of erase him from games.
Here's a chance. Lachlan, a high shot, another block this time. And the air, look out. Oh, that could have been a real dangerous pass there. But Bowen decides to go for the steal instead of the hospital hit there.
Smart play by Bowen, actually.
And not to take it there, but thankfully the hospital quite close by to the leisure center as we speak.
Been there a few times, Jake?
I might have sent a person or two there, but not personally. A couple games back in Junior B here in Ladner's. Shot on the run there for Fraser, caught iron.
That was a good shot from Chase Fraser on the run, on his offside. Caught McLeod kind of napping, but his skinny red friend made the save.
Still over 3 minutes to kill off in the major penalty to George for a spear to the gut on Triolo. There's a save for McLeod. John Lance across center.
Miners got to do a better job moving the ball here on this power play. Let everybody touch it. Get the defenders kind of swinging their sticks, swinging their heads, and put something to work here.
Yeah, I feel like they've just shot the ball way too quickly. And there's another one that Martin's in front of. We haven't really seen a cutter go through the middle. We haven't really seen any kind of double up seal pick action.
Yeah, they ran a far side scissor at one point, and they threw a skip pass. But again, just not really working it.
Luce does well to secure a ball, finds Whitcomb in the slot, makes a move. And McLeod down on a knee makes the stop, but all the while, 3 minutes gone off this major power play here for the Miners, who have yet to find the back of the goal, and we're across 7 minutes in the third.
Man, I think Allegany's had more shots.
Better looks for sure. Who are you waving at?
Shelly,
All right.
camera woman extraordinaire.
Doing work along with Ty Klarner over the last week at Minto and here at the President's Cup as well. Got our guy Jeff Nicola in the house as well.
Is there any relation to the Nicola?
No, I don't think so.
Brian Nicola, famously traded for John Tavares.
Coach of the senior Nanaimo Timbermen. Bowen, stick save there for Martin. And am I crazy? Or is Martin the other hand goaltender here?
Yeah, he's a lefty.
Yeah.
That often throws shooters off a little bit.
There's Bowen backdoor, and that pass sailed out of the pocket on him. Still time on the shot clock here as the Miners faithful become a little aggravated on lack of production here on the power play, and that's a warm-up shot there for Triolo on Martin.
Again, just they're getting looks, but it's just too easy for Chase Martin in between the pipes.
I mean, he's made a number of three-bellers for sure, but not on this major power play here, and they're just not really working hard enough to get good looks. 11 and a half to go. Here's Whitcomb again. Double team comes, spins away from that. Gets a weak one off. McLeod wearing the double bubble. Makes another stop as the shot's now 42-38 Miners, but they're down one. And just 25 seconds to go in the major now.
We talk about when Allegany killed off the 5-on-3. Now they're going to kill off a 5-minute major and haven't given up a goal on any of them.
Yeah, this will be the turning point of the game for sure. As Lachlan, much to the chagrin of that boisterous Miners fan, moaning and groaning at these shot attempts here from Lachlan.
Just a heck of a job. And you can see Billy D. Smith on the Allegany bench, just up and down his defensive lineup, pumping his charges up. This is a heck of a kill by Allegany.
They got through it. They'll turn the ball over here, but they killed off the full 5 minutes as George sat there for the entire time without a ball going into his net.
And you kind of sit there a little helplessly in that box for 5 minutes, just hoping your team can pick you up. As I look across at the tunnel by the Allegany bench, and Leo Sturos looks like he's dealing with a little bit of a nag.
Chance in front. Weak shot goes wide. 3 on the clock. Here's another one off the crossbar, this time from Sonnerson. So it'll stay here with the Miners, but they're still down a goal.
Brett Craig was doing some good work in the offensive zone. He'll go for a change to get the regular O guys out.
There's Needham, Farrell, and Martin's got them both.
It's going to take a lot to beat Chase Martin here in this game, just the way he's playing. You know, it was a tough.
Oh, man.
What was that?
What? No official saw that. Well, we can get a quick replay of that.
That was a heck of a play, though.
There was a ball right to the Allegany bench, and a player with an open door gave it a poke with the butt end of his stick to save it in play. I love the President's Cup. And listen, you know, here's Bowen, another good stop for Martin. Dropping your opening game of the tournament does not spell the end of your tournament by any means, but it is all that much more important when you do get off to that 1-0 start, not only for the mojo and stuff, but just to get things off on the right foot and get a win under your belt can go a long way to helping your success.
So we get a water break.
Watch this.
That was unbelievable.
Nice job from our camera crew right there. Cameraman extraordinaire, Georgie Parra, with us all week long, of course, here on BC Sports TV, as we are under 10 minutes for our media timeout. Is that a final from Hamilton?
Yeah, final. Victoria lose, I think it was 11-4 was the final score. So Onondaga will get the third place bronze medals. Victoria finishes fourth. They improved from last year where they finished fifth. And then the gold medal game, Hamilton, Elora, coming up in a little while from Hamilton. So Hamilton looks to win their first ever Founders Cup.
That'd be cool for the home team to do it on home soil. But Elora will have something to say about that. We will have 3 more games here for you on day number 1 from Ladner. Coming up next, Victoria Six Nations. And my iPhone doing an update right now, Teddy, so I don't have the rest of the schedule in front of me. It is. I'm not lying. Look at that. It's doing an update.
Give me a second, Jay.
All right.
Victoria Six Nations at 1:30. 4:30, the host Ladner will take on Standing Buffalo. And then at 8, after the opening ceremonies, Snake Island versus these very Allegany Arrows.
Are we carrying the opening ceremonies here on BC Sports TV? No. Pointless, really. I don't know why they still kind of do that. I mean, I get it in minors. It's cool to get all the kids out on the floor at the same, but senior tournament, does anybody really want to spend the extra time doing that?
Nope.
No. Here comes Atwood. The wheels in. And man picked off and knocked down. Kluche will pass off. Here's Whitcomb dangling down low late in the shot clock here. Kluche faked it, now take it, and McLeod will stop it. And now the clock becomes a bit of a factor here as we're down to 8:25 to go in this game, and it has been quite some time since Edmonton has scored a goal.
To be exact, their last goal was the Yo goal at 12:52.
So, like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
McFadden double teamed. And that pass to nobody in particular as the shot clock expires.
Typical Billy D. Smith kind of defense, very physical, very aggressive, relentless on every possession. And it's done a good job here keeping the Miners at bay.
I'm telling you, I'm going to try and pick up some of this Allegany merchandise here as well. We don't get the opportunity to do that anywhere else but here at the President's Cup.
Think
Should
someone
maybe
will
start
trade me a Shamrocks shirt for something?
I would not, but somebody might. But listen, you know, should we maybe start our campaigning here for free stuff? Survivors Cup, we made out like bandits.
Oh, I had to get an extra suitcase.
Stop by the broadcast table with free merchandise here. We're ready for it. Farrell, Christensen. Here's Lachlan, hard feed. Farrell scores.
Big goal from Farrell. Something that Edmonton needed desperately over basically a period full of playing time without a goal. And they finally get one from Dean Farrell to tie this up at 6.
The double deuce ties it at 6. As the Miners have stretched out the shot total lead here to 47-39, but we are on level ground now at 6-6 with 7:06 to go.
Good skip feed, and Farrell just one-timed it. Martin got a piece, but was able to sneak through the wickets. What are the overtime rules of the Prezzies?
I think we just finished in a tie. They do play it too. I think at the end of regulation here at the Prezi, I think it's just a tie. We'll find out, but if I recall, and this is again the issue with having 16 different rule books.
Oh, that's a tough goal from McLeod on Atwood. Went down the lane, didn't have much of an angle. As he gets around his man, tries to go 5-hole. McLeod gets a piece, but it just trickles over.
Gotta stop that one if you're McLeod. Right after your team had scored, you need a goaltender to make a save there.
Oh my God. You could read the logo on that ball as it slowly rolled over the line. A Miners defender tried to dive back and keep it out. But now that's 3 for Atwood to restore the 1-goal lead.
What are we using? Warrior, STX, Brian. That's back over. Cardinal. All right. It's a good ball. 6.5 to go here in the third period, and Allegany back in front 7-6. Stretching shot there from Sonnichsen, steered wide by Martin. Reset the shot clock for Edmonton. Farrell, who's got the latest. Triello, flat-footed, back to Farrell. Good switch on defense as Bergloff got into his man and knocked him down, but didn't get the pass. And Allegany will get a stop on defense.
Great pick again from Bergloff. The officials let it go, but he just couldn't get the pass. He was all alone on the backside.
There's Chase Fraser. Ever dangerous. Feeds off. Here's a shot, and McLeod, a good stop there. A lead feed for Craig. Wearing 42 here in white. Hits the trailer and Bowen with a head of steam. Oh, off the post. Martin got a piece, and then the post did the rest.
Got a man open.
Here's man. Oh, pass across. Lachlan. And a stop by Martin.
Thought Bowen was going to take that shot. Good extra look to Richard Lachlan, but again, Chase Martin, as he has done all night long, a massive save.
Richard Lachlan with maybe my most favorite Instagram handle of all time. Do you know what it is?
You're going to tell me.
Dick's Picks.
Oh my God.
Richard, short. What a handle.
Good job here by Edmonton not to pick up that loose ball, let the shot clock wind down. And now as we go under 5 minutes, stretch time here in Ladner.
Edmonton has reached the 50 shot plateau. If that's not a great play on words, Teddy, I don't know what it is.
I get it.
Okay.
I get it. Could be kids watching, though.
Instagram. Pictures. Farrell.
Great stick by Thornberry.
Yeah, just got that one right in the lane on Farrell. lead feed here for Thornburg, who will take it off the wall. And every possession becomes crucial now here as we go down towards the 4-minute mark. Atwood, head level. McLeod takes it right off the mask.
Great work by Chris. Check that by Josh Becker.
Yeah, saving a possession here for the Arrows. 18 seconds on the shot clock for Cloutier. Leans in, shoots it. Look, 5-hole, and McLeod, you got to believe, is going to need to be close to perfect the rest of the way here to give the Miners a chance. Goals have been hard to come by here in the third period, and in the game in particular. A low-scoring affair here with just 13 goals total between the two teams. Bowen, no idea as he'll
put himself into a blender there.
Yeah, that's just a tough handle there.
And smart play there by Geddes. Just, he had a 2-on-1, but didn't want to force it. Let the offense get out there, eat some clock, keep possession.
Fraser tried to go over the shoulder with a pass. That one knocked down by Lentz. And he'll stride back across center here with 3 to go. He's got Triolo on the cut to the bench, and what a save there for Martin.
I think we know our MVP.
Wow. That gets a rise out of the Allegany fans. There's Atwood. Can they make it a 2-goal lead here? A late change coming on in Lane Smith. Shovels high for Cloutier, cranks it off the pad of McLeod and out high for Atwood, and here's another 30 for Allegany, and they're going to use it all.
Yeah, smart by Atwood, catches that rebound, takes about 4 or 5 steps backward, just slow things down, create some space, and use as much of the 30 as they can.
Cloutier into the slot, Whitcomb hooked it wide. Atwood will play it with 10 on the clock, in no hurry here. Oh. And a hard chop there on Cloutier from Burton does not get called, and now Whitcomb goes down, and it's a shot clock violation.
And look for McLeod maybe to start heading to the bench here as he's making his way. And they won't bring him this possession, but you'd expect it next possession if this score holds.
Here's Triolo driving in on Jensen. Swim move, there it is. Triolo, Farrell, and he's stopped as well as Chase Martin. Making save after save after save, and it's still a 1-goal lead.
46 saves unofficially for Chase Martin right now.
Whitcomb, rink wide for Cloutier. Kettle sets the high post. He'll slide to the middle. Feet in front. And that ball ends up in the crease of McLeod. And now he's got to be coming to the bench here, does he not?
Yeah.
They'll go on the fly. No timeout for the Miners. Farrell back on. Bowen. Here comes Triolo. Needham. And Lachlan out there. Here's Bowen. That shot won't get the job done.
Yeah, he's been having a tough time shooting here tonight. Said about 3 or 4 that have hooked in a stick and got straight to the turf.
And a very low ceiling here inside the Leisure Center as well. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as the week goes along. Not only the steel stanchions, but then you got the speakers and the vents hanging low here as well. And if you're going to be passing long balls from the goaltender, you're going to have to put it on a rope.
A reset here for Allegany will pretty much kill this game.
Atwood lays off. Miners start to they jar the ball free here.
They got numbers if they want. Smart play there by Hawkins to call a timeout.
Cody Hawkins making a play defensively and gets timeout for his Miners, and one more chance here for Edmonton to try and tie this game. Do we have any info on overtime rules as of yet?
I think if you're Cam Sedgwick, you have to find a play that's going to get obviously somebody open, but a secondary and third look. It can't just be hold it for 22 seconds and take that shot at the end.
Yeah, you got to go rather. Yeah, no overtime in the round robin. My intuition was correct. Thankfully. The last thing these guys need to do is go to overtime and round robin.
Needham, Farrell, Bowen, Bergloff, Lachlan, Triolo out there for the Miners with Cam McLeod on the bench. 23.1 remaining, and they trail by a goal, and they need one now.
So here we go. Little late start on the clock. Bowen, Triolo shoots it off the helmet. Rebound chance, and I don't know why Bergloff's taking that shot. As it comes all the way back across center. Is this back over? That's thrown away from Allegany. Down to 7. Here comes Bowen. He'll fire from well out. It's well wide, and that's going to do it. The Allegany Arrows will win game 1. 7-6 your final. Behind the backstopping of one Chase Martin as the Miners outshoot the Arrows 54-45, but Chase Martin puts on a show, and the Arrows get off to a 1-0 start here at the President's Cup in 2024.
Yeah, after Dean Farrell tied it with 7 minutes left, it took just 50 or about 20 seconds for Chris Atwood to respond for the go-ahead goal that turned out to be the winner. His third of the night, but as you said, Jake, Chase Martin, the difference in this game is he makes 48 saves in the first game of this tournament.
And a lot of them high caliber on top of that, as the two teams will shake hands at the end of this one. So Chase Martin, our MVP. We're not picking MVPs, though, are we? We're not responsible for that duty. I
didn't get a memo that said that.
All right. So we'll just have to wait and see. Chase Martin, our MVP. If you had to pick one for the Miners, who would it be?
That's a good question, Jake.
Thank you.
I thought, defensively, I thought Brett Craig had a good game.
I mean, Cam McLeod, no slouch either.
Yeah, I was going to say Cam McLeod. He only gave up 7. What's that? Made 38 saves.
Yeah, nobody really popped off the page at you.
No one had more than one goal all game long. Yeah. Christensen had 3 points. I thought Milne had a good game out of the back end. I thought Brett Craig had a good game out of the back end. Tyler Burton was physical all night long.
It seems like kind of a game to give it to a defender who they sometimes don't get the love and respect that they should in games and tournaments like this. So I like maybe a defender pick and a goalie pick in a game like this, a 7-6 final.
You got to look at that scoreboard. You lose a 7-6 game in the opener, and that might come back to haunt this Miners club.
Yeah, goals for and against, head-to-head. It all matters.
And we are about an hour away from the next one.
Just over as 1:30 Pacific time, the start for Six Nations Victoria. We will try and get MVPs before we get you on your way here. The teams look like they're so far away lined up with each other on the restraining lines here on the turf inside the Leisure Center.
It was 4-1 Edmonton after giving up the first goal, and then Allegany responded with a 4-1 period of their own, and then they end up winning that third period 2-1. And it was a fantastic opening game here at the President's Cup for sure.
Looks like John Burr, owner of the Pioneers, will award game MVPs. As one of a host of presenters we had at Minto Cup day after day, just a star-studded lineup of MVP presenters. Not that John's not a star in his own right. Well, we're 1 for 1 so far here, Teddy Jenner, as Chase Martin, a clear-cut MVP for Allegany.
Water bottle and a T-shirt.
Not bad.
I think someone jokingly said, give it to Triolo from the... Oh, Cody Hawkins was a D guy.
All right. I don't mind it.
We'll say 1.5.
The man's never skipped a workout in his life. Cody Hawkins will be your MVP for the Miners, which will sign it off here for game number 1. But we're back in just under an hour from now for a 1:30 start for the Rivermen and Shamrocks right here on BC Sports TV, streaming free on their YouTube channel all week long from Ladner. But for now, we got to go. Your final shots on goal, 54-45 Miners, but they drop this one to the Arrows of Allegany, 7-6 your final. For Georgie, for Keith, for Teddy, I've been Jake, and for the fastest game on 2 feet for the Crater, we'll talk to you an hour here from the President's Cup.